space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise.
So space is the final frontier, and I know that you guys believe in all that astral travel. Have any of you had experiences trying to tap in to those beings out there? There are 2 movies that you guys should see. The first one is Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. The next one is The Unacknowledged. These are very interesting documentaries about the history of contact with beings from other planets and how our world is, or I should say our government is approaching it versus how we all as individuals can handle it. I'm so curious about everyone else's stories and if they've had any experiences. I'm going to share some of mine with you and read a few passages of a book that I wrote called Renegade of Light that I never published. I'm wondering what your experience is. The house was quiet with no children coming home soon, so I sat on my patio by the water fountain and Yava, my Shaolin monk statue, plants and flowers, and began to meditate. It took me a little while to drown out the noise and the thoughts. I began to focus on compassion and asked to receive more compassion as I was struggling with a client whose energy had soured and was just not receptive to light. There was nothing I could do for her because there were limits to what she would do for herself, and so I had to find more compassion and ask for universal help to cultivate even more than I have normally, and that's a lot. I was aware of my body in the beginning and continued to just focus on compassion and love. I began to feel the chakras within me turning, and I knew my body was being pulled into the frequency of energy to wherever I was going. As happens always, my body begins to circulate slightly with the turn of the chakras, and as usually happens, when a messenger is going to come through me, my third eye points up and my head tilts back as I am spinning, and my soul feels as though I am as light as a feather and free. I was sitting in a billowy cloud and everything became white and soft. I heard a voice faintly and had to ask it to speak louder. Still, it was difficult to hear. I knew he was there in energy, but I had not met him. I could tell he was so far away and communicating from some distant place because it was so hard to hear him at first. I asked him to give me the message in energy and put the words in my head, and when he did, my body literally began shifting in a circular power to pick it up. I was circulating ever so subtly. "What is your name?" I asked him for the 3rd time, struggling to hear him. This is what he said. "My name is Euclides. I will be with you for 8 months. We will focus on third eye recognition during that time. You will travel to Atlas through third eye passageways during your meditation to channel higher teachings beyond what you know." I asked, "Am I from Atlas of the Pleiades?" "Yes, you are a renegade of light that came to this planet to untangle fibers in the human species' DNA and rewire their hardware. Through your own third eye transmissions, you will find your pathway home. We will teach you. You will be able to return home once this mission is complete. Help mankind." Help mankind. The first lesson is compassion. Little is given in the world, so little is reaped. Do more in the name of love to instill more compassion and free yourself from bondage. From here, the transmission ended. I felt myself cut off from the frequency in the most gentle of waves, and again felt the pull of my own chakras circulating. I asked Euclides about being from Atlas. The question came up in my head, and then I got more information. Trinubian clan of Atlas, Sector 110R35.